You know, I've been doing this for a year now, and I just realized I haven't done an animated figure, which is crazy. Animated is my first Transformers cartoon. I remember it like it was yesterday. My interest in Transformers was at a full swing after seeing the live-action movie in November of 2007. I was sitting with my grandma visiting a family member in the hospital, playing with my Transformers in the waiting room. Then I heard a commercial come on the waiting room TV. A Transformers cartoon, I thought? Needless to say, if I wasn't told to be quiet when we went in there, it would have played out something a bit more like this.
Program for this kind of action!
Consider this an upgrade.
The Transformers are getting a fresh start, and we're kicking off the animated series with the premiere of the hour-and-a-half Transformers animated special, the day after Christmas at 8 p.m. They're more than meets the...
As you can see, I was excited as hell. Optimus, Bumblebee, Ratchet, 2 other guys are here too. I wonder who they are. But no, I was so excited that I could scream. And just after the awesome show started, the toys would follow, and good God, were they good. So without further ado, I want to show you one of my favorites from the animated line, animated Shockwave. Starting off in vehicle mode, this is a crane. Why is he a crane? Well, technically this isn't Shockwave. This is a long arm. And right off the bat, I really do not like this crane mode.
And I can hear everyone saying, Treba, you can't say that. It's Cybertronian. It's supposed to look that way. Shut up.
Okay, it's not about how he looks. Okay, maybe it is. But yeah, the aesthetic of the crane is just a bit off to me. I mean, the crane itself just looks a little bit too squat to get anything done that you want. And for some reason, they didn't design it to extend except in transformation, which is a bit odd, but whatever. Also, spoilers for transformation. Also, the color scheme isn't really doing much for me either. I mean, at least I can say it's functional. The crane spins around and it also goes up and down. And it also...
Wait a minute. That's it? David, surely we missed something here.
Yeah, I'd like to push him across the table, but he doesn't have wheels, so that means he doesn't roll pretty good.
Okay, I'm done with this. David, tank mode.
Transformation to tank mode is basically just lying out the crane mode. It's pretty simple, really, but it's plenty different to stand on its own, which is why I like the tank mode way more. You can definitely tell that the crane mode is kind of secondary here. Technically, this is the first example of Shockwave being a tank, and no, I don't count Shock Blast from Energon. He's an adjacent character, not meant to be a remake of the G1 character like this guy. Regardless, it's still a shit tank mode.
So for this, detailing is, well, it's unique, because, I mean, it's an animated figure. What do you expect? So, cool enough, he's got rivets down the side, like for armor plating. This was all visible on the crane mode, but it sucked. I didn't want to go over its detailing. Up here, you've got a nice Decepticon logo, as I've mentioned. It doesn't really hide well in crane mode. The phasers are painted with red on there, which is cool. He's got some... It's weird. All of the animated figures had this detailing on them. Lugnut had it, Blitzwing had it, Megatron had it. Bumblebee even had it on his windows. Optimus had it all over his windows. Like, they all had circuit board detail, or motherboard detail on them. It was really interesting. And then the whole, well, I'll go ahead and take this off. The whole tank barrel is honestly very well detailed. It's got plenty of panel lines on it. The blue there, the black works. So, like, it's exactly what it needs to be. Down here, I'm going to cover this up. You don't need to see that yet. He's got nicely molded in treads all around. That's fake treads for robot mode. That's actually a panel I'm missing there that would cover it up. But yeah, the panels and wheels are nicely molded in. It is for an animated figure, it's well detailed. It doesn't need to be realistic because it's a representation of a cartoon, like an animation cell. And it does, I think, exactly what it needs to. I'm very pleased with how the tank mode is detailed.
Feature-wise, it rolls. Still not well. What does work well is this tank barrel moving up and down, just like the crane.
So yeah, the vehicle modes aren't exactly well featured, but that's not why you buy this figure. Right?
Oh yeah, one more thing you can do is actually squeeze a little fan mode from the Transformers game out of him. I know it's not the same Shockwave, but it's still pretty cool, right?
Prime, put the brakes on that Decepticon, fast!
So for those of you who haven't seen Animated, I'm going to keep this relatively simple. And for starters, spoilers, but basically, this is Shockwave's disguise in playing the best game of Among Us that anyone has ever seen. Look, I know we're voting and everything, but I just wanted to let you know, I kinda saw Gray fake some tasks earlier. Wait, sorry, did I say gray? I meant purple. So yeah, this is the long arm mode, and honestly, it's pretty cool. I really like how different it is from the Shockwave mold, and believe it or not, you can't see that many parts from Shockwave here. If you have a trained eye, you can actually only see 3 parts.
And I am not going to tell you which ones they are. David!
Feature-wise, he ain't got really much going on, but he can pose pretty good.
Now, articulation for this guy is okay, I guess, for now. The head does this weird, like, turning thing. It doesn't really, like, look... Oh, don't want to do that yet. Yeah, that's about all the head articulation you get from this mode, anyway. The shoulders go all the way around, which is nice. He's got upward movement, as well as a nice elbow. That's good enough for what he does. And then he's got hip movement outward and up and back, so that's good. You get a good kicking motion. And he's got 90-degree knees, just under 90 unless you move that out of the way. But honestly, you can, because if you add his little like stretch thing from the show in, this will be for later, but you can technically use it with him as well. If you stretch him out, you can use this a little bit more, and then the toe can move a little bit. That's mostly for transformation, though. You won't be really using that during posing, but he's all right. I honestly can't complain about it. He's just fine with his poses. It's just you're gonna have a little bit of problems getting him into useful poses. That's the only thing. But really, this isn't what you signed up for.
There really isn't much to it, but I really like how this robot mode is, just because it's a vast change from what we're about to see with the Decepticon mode. And that's Derek J. Wyatt's style, to be honest. Diversity is key. And I love that. And now for the finale. And here we are finally with the good stuff. This is the eerie robot mode that is animated Shockwave. I love this thing. In the show, I always found it so creepy and gangly. I always felt like he could just see me through the TV screen. Especially this shot here, and he's so freaking creepy. But no, I really love this robot mode. And just as I said with Long Arm, the changes are so noticeable that you can really see how 2 of the different modes are. Long Arm is more compact, while Shockwave is long and lanky, as I've said. And the changes are very much in Shockwave's favor here.
Now, detailing-wise, he is a bit changed up. So, his head now has these antennae, as you saw come out during transformation. He's got these red light type things that have folded out from his treads to give him some more variation. His Decepticon logo. Focus. There we go. His Decepticon logo is now gold instead of the Autobot logo that was there. And he's got these really cool claws that come out and form from his long arm hands, and they're well articulated as well. We'll get into that in a second. He's got these more detailed, stretchy spots like he did in the show. I want to go in and paint those red because on the show model they are red in there and those little V spots, which is really cool. And then he's got different feet, completely different feet, as the old ones have spun around. So yeah, he is very different from how Longarm looked. So that's really important when you're looking at this character, how different the robot mode becomes after, you know, transforming and everything. So I am very happy with how this thing looks.
Feature-wise, he's pretty mellow, just like Longarm was. I mean, the main feature of this toy is the being able to switch between the two robot modes, you know. But this one is where you're meant to use the tank barrel. It is basically his arm cannon in this series, and he holds it really well. I can't complain about how that looks, and he poses really well with it.
Now, coming down to it, this mode's articulation does vastly improve on everything. So the head is still kind of doing that wag thing, but now you can kind of get this weird like kind of thing, you know. Let's get one finger up here and make him slightly sassy looking, you know. So you can do that. And now his shoulders are a little bit higher, so they get a little bit more free range of movement. They do that weird thing that Studio Series 102 Prime does. I don't like that, but I can let it slide on this figure. The fingers are individually articulated, 1, 2, and then I guess you can count that as part of it, but whatever. The elbows, well articulated as well, and they do have a bicep swivel, which is nice. And then legs all the way out, all the way back, outward, and good knee this time. Once again, knee is 90 degrees, not hindered by this thing now that it's up there. So yeah, no waist swivel, unfortunately, but he does do, and the toes are more useful here. I guess you could use this a little bit better now. So yeah, this is in many ways an upgrade from the first robot mode, which I think that's what they were going for. I mean, the first one, a disguise, you know, but I definitely think that's what they're going for, is an improved version. I really like how Shockwave looks here.
Overall, I think this is one of the best figures this line has to offer. Yeah, the crane mode's a little iffy, and it doesn't have as much going on as something like, I don't know, Leader Bulkhead or Samurai Prowl, but it's not trying to. The gimmick is the double transformation, and it really pays off. And with that, I would have to recommend this figure to anyone. Also, if you haven't watched Animated, give it a chance. It's an absolutely great show.
As always, guys, I've been Treebot Reviews. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, like, subscribe, share it with your friends, and I'll see you all in the next one. Keep growing your collections.